Hello and welcome to How to Hook Up a Film Projector. I'm Jonathan Rauscher, and you might be thinking that one of the projectors that you'll see in your classroom, but instead I'm going to be showing you how to hook up one of these projectors. This is a de jour 8mm film projector, and they would have these kinds of film projectors in classrooms to show various educational films. I think one of the more famous ones were the duck and cover ones from the 1950s. But as to why I have this is because I collect film just as a hobby. Because I really enjoy learning about and researching history, and one of the most direct ways to get a viewpoint into a certain time period I found is by looking into film. For example, this right here is a reel of the Ed Sullivan Show from the 1970s. Now, if you don't know who Ed Sullivan is, he was a big talk show host back in the day. You know how we have all sorts of talk shows nowadays. Ed Sullivan was the big one. Everybody watched him. But as to why it's on film when it was a TV broadcast, some cities could get. This was in the early days of satellite coverage. So while some cities could get the broadcast from satellite, many cities couldn't just yet. So the cities that could receive satellite broadcast, they would just play it there, and then they would record it, put it on these reels of film, and then just play it back to the cities that couldn't receive the satellite signal. Now I would open this up to show you that there is film in here, but it is celluloid film, and it has gotten a distinct smell. Just about all celluloid does, especially the older kinds. I learned that the hard way because when I first got this, I was just making sure everything was intact, and I smelled it. And I was like, oh, I wonder if that's from the reel. And so the genius that it was, I decided to just stick my nose in it, basically, and instantly regretted it. So moral story. That's why they tell you to waft in chemistry class. But anyway, so sorry. But then you might be wondering, why go through the trouble to find these old reels of film when you could just, I don't know, go Google it, find it on YouTube. It's much easier and cheaper. And you'd be right, but at the same time, I personally really enjoy the discovery aspect. I really like just finding a reel of film like this, where it's no one's, the person I'm buying it from, they're not sure what's on it, they just know it's film. And so, and I just really enjoy that aspect of just finding out, it kind of feels like, I don't know, archaeology. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know how to define it. It's just rediscovering stuff that's been lost to time in the past. That's how I got started. That's how I got started collecting. I just found an old reel of film. Nobody knew what was on it. It was in this tin can. And yeah, that's how I got started collecting. And so, but yeah, history. That's what I love about collecting old film. So, but yeah, I know I've been droning on for quite a while. So, when we come back, we're gonna take a quick break, and when we come back, I'm actually gonna show you how to hook up this thing. So, stay tuned.
Has traditional trail mix been effective in your hiking adventure? With the deep woods bar, the energy you need is just a wrapper away. After one bite, you will be back on your feet in no time. Complete your journey with the deep woods bar.
Hello and welcome back to How to Hook Up a Film Projector. I'm Jonathan Rauscher. And after my babbling on for the first section, I'm actually going to show you how to hook this up. So I'm just going to use this reel of film right here. Now normally you'd have two reels of film, one with the actual film on it and one empty one. So that way, when you're actually running it through the projector, the empty reel will be collecting it as it runs, and so it won't just go everywhere. I put it on the wrong way. And also there's always a specific way to put these on with the projector. Like for this one, you have to put it on where this is on the underside, so it can run through properly. Make sure it's locked in. Did it? Okay. Sorry, just. So then you just give some extra lead room. I'm going to carefully through, make sure the little holes match up with the spokes. And this helps make sure that the the film stays in place and doesn't get like off-centered in the projector. I'm going to put that right there. And then carefully put it on like that. And also, you want to make sure there's plenty of extra room to work with the tape with the film right here. Because if there's not, this is going to be able to close properly. And if you just force it, you are going to break the film, and you don't want that. So I'm going to give myself a little extra room here. And close that. Hold on. There we go. It's not the hardest thing to work with, but it's still a little tedious at times. Close that like that. Those are the basics, pretty much. And of course, like I said, there would be a second reel right here, which would collect the film as it went along. Those are I won't be able to run it for you here. Just sorry about that, but from there it's quite easy. There's from there you just let's see, you just hit start and then turn on light and then just let it run. Nice and simple. Some quick safety tips. The light, the projector. These old projectors, of course, take specific bulbs. So you don't. So replacing them is not the easiest thing to do. And so you don't want to leave them on all the time, or else they're going to burn out really quickly. And you're going to have to replace them, and that's just expensive. And also, by the same token, they burn really hot. So you don't want to have the film in the projector and with the light on, and not run the film, because if you do that, it will damage the film. And if you're using some of the older film, which is like a different kind of chemical compound, I think it was like cellulose nitrate or something like that. That older version of the film will catch on fire, so you don't want that. That's filmed from like the 20s to the like mid 40s. From there, they managed to they made a quote unquote fireproof celluloid, so it wouldn't catch on fire, but it'll still get severely damaged. And of course, since it's old electronics, you want to be careful when you're hooking up. Make sure don't like just leave it running and just like walk away, because then if there's an issue, you don't want you want to be there to make sure like you can turn it off or fix things, whatever the issue is. I think that's about it. But yeah. But so anyway, sorry about that. I got distracted. But yeah, hopefully you learned. That's about it. Those are the basics of hooking up a film projector. Hopefully you learned something from this. If you learned something, I succeeded. And if you didn't learn anything new, hopefully you at least found this entertaining. Either way.